Click, watch, and connect. Hello, everyone. This is Hope Tinambakan once again, and you are watching live here at OceanClick TV. For this week, for our episodes this week, we are featuring some of our beloved employees here at OceanClick as part of our celebration of our second anniversary. And so let's get to know more about our trusted employees as they unfold their interesting journey with OceanClick. And joining us today is Marcia Vanice Derecho. Hello, Mars. She is a student at Metro Dumaguete College. She's taking up Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, major in Digital Arts. She is a former member of the core of Ushers and Usherettes at Foundation University. She loves watching movies, playing ukulele, and reading Nicholas Sparks books. Wow. And currently, she's the team leader of the team Unbreakables here at Ocean Click Virtual Solutions. Good evening, Mars. Hello.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Yeah,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, feeling good right now.
That's good to know. All right, let's start this with some questions that I have prepared for you. First, let me tell us how long have you been with us here at Ocean Click?
I think it's 1 year and 7 months already. Yeah,
So you
I'm
started
starting, yeah,
you,
last
you
2021,
last
last year.
2021 last year. Oh, I see. So you've been here for more than a year now, and how is it so
Yeah,
far?
it was great, and I had so much fun working here at Ocean Click. Yeah.
That's good to know. Um, w- for you, how would you describe the work environment here at Ocean Click?
I think it's just like a rainbow. Yeah. It's
Wow,
colorful
that's
and yeah, fun to
interesting.
see. And here we have a perfect harmony despite the differences, and we always find a way to have a common ground. And yeah, we accept and love each other. So that's the best thing here in Ocean Click.
Wow, I think that's very important to note that um, you acknowledge that there are differences and
Yeah.
that there are different personalities that you get to, encounter every day and also with the clients. But as you said, you have to find a common ground, and I think that's very important. Um, but on a daily basis, to keep the work interesting, what do you look forward most when you come to work every day?
For me, it's more on growth, since I always seek
Mm,
for growth, and
mm,
because I am always looking for more, and I will also not settle just for less. So if I can do better, then why not? I will move
mm.
forward and do better each day.
Wow. And you mentioned that you are currently a student taking up Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, major in Digital Arts. How are you doing with being a student and working at the same time?
I think it's just a matter of how you balance your time and
Mm,
also your task, your
mm.
routine, and just discipline yourself and how to
Yeah.
cater those different tasks daily.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And anyway, your job here, your work here at the Ocean Click is not so far out from your course. You're taking an IT and digital arts, so um, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, if you would agree, this is already a training ground for you as well. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes. That's
Yeah.
definitely correct. So I think it's an advantage to myself
Mhm.
working here and utilizing my skills also. So yeah.
That's right, because many of students right now, especially those who are taking information technology or taking digital arts, have hardly have access to the equipment and all these. But your work here is already a training ground for you. So I guess, as you said, that's already an advantage. Um, so in the course of your training here, your work here for more than a year now, what are the things that you learned, like your new skills or new learnings here at the company?
One is being versatile in every task that is given. That's very
Mm,
important since we have different tasks here, so I have to find ways of finding solution, and since it's one of our core values, so yeah, it's more
mm,
on finding the solutions. And second is collaboration, since
mm,
it's quite challenging since we have clients from different countries and with different cultures, and also here at the office we have colleagues that have a different personalities, so that's
mhm.
quite challenging part. But that's one thing I've learned here at OceanClick, how to work with them and find that common ground. It's always finding the common ground.
Wow, that's great because especially for a team leader like you, versatility is very important, and
Yeah.
it's good that you learned that like in the course of your stay here at Ocean Click. Now, speaking about being a team leader, how is it so far leading your team? What's the name of your team again? Team
Unbreakable.
Unbreakables. Wow, that's a good name for a team. So how is it so far?
At first it was overwhelming since I'm not a admittedly I'm not a good leader.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't have that
Oh, that's what you
skills
used to
enough.
think.
Yeah. But it takes process. I always believe that it takes process. It takes time also. So yeah, and every time, in every process, I always find that growth, that progress, even if it's small, even if it is small, but it is still a progress. So
That's
yeah,
right.
I always find that as a motivation in every course, in every day.
That's right.
Challenging that we encounter challenges that we encountered.
That's right. And you said that you you encounter different challenges. So how do you cope up with stress? Like how do you manage stressful tasks or stressful situations as a team leader, especially?
I think it's more on seeking or finding yourself first, like
Hmm.
finding the inner core and how you will. It's more on meditation and also uh, just asking yourself if like also comforting yourself. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that I need to do when it comes how to cope up with
Mm-hmm.
stress, and also seeking with other people, like talking to them, asking for advice. Yeah.
That's right. Um, that's very good to note because there's this term that people use when you lose yourself. At least for you, you know how to find yourself and to ground yourself, to find your center when you are in a very stressful situation. And starting with that, you'll be able to figure things out. You'll be able to think clearly, and also, as you said, you get to find the right people to help you, and I think
Yeah.
that's very important. So, do you find it easy to get help from your seniors or from the admin, or like how is it? How is it for you?
For me, it was easy since I already know them and also working with them in such a long period of time. So yeah, it's easy for me to seek some help from them, especially
That's
from
good.
my seniors. Yeah.
That's good to know. Um, Now that you're here for more than a year, and also that you're working and be and as a student at the same time, what is your advice to those who are in the same situation but would also want to or are aspiring to work here at Ocean Click? For those who would like to apply here, what is your advice or tips for them?
I think if you want career growth or experience and also fun, not just more on working and hustling, you should choose OceanClick because here we will cater out to all of your needs, and especially if you're a student, then we also give space for you to grow. So that's the
Hmm.
best thing here, because even if we're still a student, still we have this career, and we know we they accept us, especially me as a student. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's just a matter of also a self discipline. That's the first thing, and also your routine. Just
Hmm.
establish a good routine. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's the best thing that I've learned also here in
Hmm.
Ocean Peak, how you uh, properly uh, delegate your own tasks. So
Correct. Proper delegation of tasks, I think, is very important, especially for a team leader, that you will not, you will not
yeah,
panic and you won't have too much on your plate, and micromanaging. So I think it's just very important to trust as well your team and be able to delegate tasks properly. Thank you for
yeah.
that. I think that's a really good advice for those who would like to join us here at OceanClick. You mentioned about time management. I think it's very important. You also mentioned about proper delegation of tasks. But if you were to sort of summarize your experience here at OceanClick, what would you consider are the three things that you really love about your job?
First is experience. That's the best,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first thing that I love, and also I discovered. I have a lot experience that I had here at Ocean Click, and second is clients, since they
Mm-hmm.
are. I think they're one of a tool also to
Mm-hmm.
uh, have this growth of mine, like this different skill set that I just found, and
Mm-hmm.
also lastly my colleagues, so my
Mm-hmm.
co-workers. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're the best thing, and what I love the most here at Ocean Click.
That's great to know. So experience, you're working with the clients and your peers here as well.
Yeah,
Am I correct? Yeah. Yes.
yeah.
Um, I want to talk more about your experience working with clients. How do you manage? You get to work with a different clients with different personalities, with different demands, with different tasks. How do you handle all these things?
uh, I think it's a matter of like more on analyzing everything, the situation before
That's
reacting
right.
to it. Since if you are more on reaction, if it's more on emotion, you can
Mm-hmm.
decide such a decision that it's not a good solution that will lead you to a wrong path. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's more on giving time to like analyze everything, the scenarios, the situation,
Mm-hmm.
and before you give a decision or before you take an action.
That's right. That's a really, really good thing to do, to be able to analyze first a situation before getting into your emotions and being getting so
React.
stressed about it. And I think that's a very good attitude for an employee, especially for a team leader like you. Is there a particular learning that you learned from a client? Like you've dealt with so many clients. Is there a particular learning that you learned from a client? Because all these clients are many of them are expert on their fields, or they also manage their own teams. So if there's one thing that you learned from a client that you would cherish, what would that be?
I think it's more on accountability,
Mm-hmm.
since yeah, since they have different culture, different personalities, different attitudes. So there are some things that we had a misunderstanding,
Mm-hmm.
a wrong interpretation. So yeah, if you commit this type of mistake, then
Mm-hmm.
you have to be accountable, that you
Wow.
will accept this type of mistake, and you will
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge everything, and just say that it will never happen again, or just more on improving also. Yeah.
Wow. That's so good because not all people can admit their mistakes, you know. And
Yeah.
and I think it's important to be accountable, to learn how to be accountable. Thank you. That is a very, very good learning that you had from a client. Okay, I'm down to my last question before we go into the questions from the comments from our audience. But before the comments, maybe my question for you is, um, what is your advice to your peers or your message to all the employees right now here at Ocean Click, especially the new ones?
And the new ones. Yeah. First is just strive for greatness. That's the
Hmm.
best advice that I can give to them, since they're still starting and learning new things. So if they encountered some obstacles or challenges, uh, they should not give up. Just
Hmm.
move forward and keep moving. So yeah.
Strive for greatness. And look at Marcia now; she's a team leader already because she was striving for greatness. And I think that's a very good goal for especially for the new employees because it keeps you going. You have a you have a clear vision and goal, and I think that's very important. Thank you, Marcia. I think we learned a lot from you tonight. Um, let's see if we have comments from the audience. Okay, let me check. Okay, okay. I'm not sure if we're allowed to give away the answer to this question, but maybe you can describe who was your first client.
My first client is, she is a love coach, yeah, a
Wow.
relationship coach. So yeah, she is very lovely and a wonderful client. So I've learned a
Mm-hmm.
lot from her, and also I think that's the best thing working with her, because we found this relationship, like it's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like we're becoming a BFF, like a best friend
Mm-hmm.
already. Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
she's starting liking my posts and also reacting my stories and my shares. So yeah, she's my
Okay.
first client.
So I love Coach. That's very interesting. You must have learned a lot from her. If you don't mind me asking, is Marcia in love right now?
Of course, 100%.
That's not 100%. Uh-huh. So were you able to apply some of the advices from the love coach to your current
Yes.
relationship? Wow.
Yeah. So
See,
yeah, that's
when
why I
the
can just solve those relationship problems.
wow, that should have been one of your answers when I ask you the things that you learned from your clients. You actually learned a lot from your first client, and that's good to know. Yeah, and that's very interesting. When we meet all these clients, this very interesting personalities. Here at Ocean Click, if I'm not mistaken, it was Edwelyn who also mentioned that she learned a lot from her client who is an herbalist, that she was able to, go for a healthy lifestyle because of that. And now for you, you learned from a love coach, and that's very interesting. And
Yeah.
you also mentioned that you read a lot of Nicholas Sparks books, and if I'm not mistaken, that's more of into the romantic
Rom-
side. Am I correct? What's your
Yes.
favorite book right now of Nicholas Sparks?
First is the notebook.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
classic. Okay.
Yeah. And also, we A Walk to Remember. We already,
I'll walk
it's a
them. Oh, that's very
popular
painful.
book. And
That's a
also
very
a lot,
painful
I
one.
think, more on Nicholas Park. I forget the title, but
Yeah, yeah. I'll walk to remember the Notebook, and they were turned into films, right? Yeah,
yes.
very classic, very popular films, and Yeah, so I think it's safe to assume that you're a little bit romantic. You have a very strong romantic
Yeah.
side. Okay, let me see if there's another question. Um, I think there. As a team leader, how do you lead through change? There's a question from France.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
question.
because at work, there's a lot of change. Sometimes you just get surprised with the changes that happen.
Yeah.
So how do you lead through that?
Uh, First is just accept it. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't accept it, then yeah, there's a big problem there. So
Mm-hmm.
first is acceptance, and second is just go with the process.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
and uh, always put it in uh your mind that in every change that you encounter, there's always a learning curve. Then
Wow, that's very important to take note because some people cannot move forward when there's a change that happens, and they cling into the negative, and and it's very difficult. So especially that there will be new tasks coming. So I think that's a very good advice also coming from you. Thank you, Marcia. Let's see if there's another question. Okay. Oh, there's another one from John Francis. Many people see themselves as average only. Hmm. Would you consider yourself average in the first place? And what is your advice to these people?
I consider myself as beyond average. Yeah,
Okay.
as what I've said earlier, I don't settle for less since I can do better,
Mm-hmm.
or I can do my best. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and my advice to them is, just don't stuck in a corner, in a just in one box. If you can just pop out and go beyond your comfort zone and explore
Yeah.
more things, yeah, don't
Yeah.
don't settle for less. So
Don't
yeah,
settle for less. I think that's a really good advice because, you know, uh, being great starts with a mindset. When your mindset is, being average, then you'll stay average. But if your
absolutely.
mindset is, if your goal is to be great, then you always have, a dream that you would want to pursue. And I think that's very beautiful. Get out of the box, explore, and, as you said, don't settle for less. I think that's a very beautiful
Yeah.
advice. Thank you. Are there more questions coming from our audience? Oh, wow, there's a lot of questions for you, Marcia. Okay, Harvin would like to ask, to be a team leader, what is the most important thing to keep in mind? I think you've somehow given already a hint to the answer to this one, but if you would like to add something, what is the most important thing to keep in mind as a leader, as a team leader? I mean,
Yeah. The most important thing is to, as what we've said earlier. Yeah, it's more on mindset. So yeah, it's more on uh the positive side, or how you interpret things into a positive thing that will
mhm,
lead your team to a successful, uh what do you call this, something like you will
mhm.
lead your team to success. Yeah, that's
Yes,
the word
yeah.
there. So something
Again,
like that. It's not just about yourself as a leader, but it's more on the team as a whole. That you will lead your team to success, not just yourself, because it's not a team if it's just for yourself. So yeah, it's
that's
more
right.
on as
That's
a
right.
whole.
It's called a team for nothing. No, not
Yeah.
it's not called a team for nothing. You said about mindset. Okay, so always, if you want to be a team leader or if you want to be a leader, you have to have that certain mindset. I think that's really important. Thank you, Marcia. Are there more questions? Oh, wow. There's a lot of questions for you tonight. From Shaina, what is your greatest strength? Oh, wow. I think this is interesting. I would like to know as well. What would you consider as your greatest strength, and were you able to apply this at work?
I think since I'm a goal oriented person, so that's my strength. So
Hmm.
that's the reason why I keep pushing even if I hustle a lot of things. And yeah, how can I apply it at work? I think it's more on mind setting again. Like
Hmm. That's right.
there's a goal and that's what I want to achieve, and not just for myself and also for my team. So
All
yeah.
right. Yes. So Marsha is very goal oriented. So I think that's something that everyone should try, especially if you're not that kind of person who sets goals for yourselves, for yourself. All right. Let me check. Okay, that was the last question. Who would you want to greet before we end this interview?
Yeah, I think there's a request. So hi Earl, Christine, Shaina, and Bragg. So yeah, thank you for your questions.
And maybe shout out to your team as well.
Yeah, to my team Unbreakable, thank you so much for
All
everything.
right. How
Yeah.
about from outside the office? Are there people you'd like to greet? They might be watching right now.
Oh my god. Okay. So shout out to Nash. Yeah, to my one and
Also,
only love.
aw.
Uh,
All right. Hello, Nash, if you're watching. Thank you very much, Marcia. That was fun. I think that was very informative, and I think I really learned a lot from you, and I'm sure our audience as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Do you have a final message to, especially to OceanClick on our second anniversary?
oh, okay. Uh, Thank you so much, OceanClick, for allowing me to be part of this company and to be part of this growth, since you really helped me a lot when it comes to my skills and also my goals in life, my personal goals. So, yeah, and also my team who always help me to strive that goal and also achieve that goal. So I couldn't have done this
Hello.
everything, yeah, without
Yeah.
my team. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. And shout out to your team. Thank you so much, Marcia. That is Marcia Vanice Derecho, everyone. And thank you also to those who are watching us live online. Thank you for joining us today. Please make sure to visit our website, that is oceanclick.biz. And to stay updated, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. That's OceanClick Careers, as you can see here in your screen. It's OceanClick Careers and OceanClick Virtual Solutions on Facebook, and OceanClick VS on Instagram, and OceanClick VS for TikTok. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning. We'll have another interview with one of our employees for our next episode. Once again, this is Hope Dinambakan, and you're watching live here at Ocean Click TV. Click, watch, and connect. Thank you.